I think it's a sexy thing to do right now. I do think when the market crashes, probably sometime next year, that everybody will be a little gun shy again. But that's why I talk about taking a longer term perspective and not doing it because it's the fad. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that hopped into Shiba Inu, right? And this is not me, talking down the coin. I mean, obviously, meme coins have their place in terms of community and having fun and whatever. But people here like the dude that invested in August of 2020 and has $600 million. Like, yeah, that happens once out of every 12,000 coins, but there's a lot more people that went to zero. So believing in the right tech and the right companies, it's like the .com boom in a sense, and other infantile asset classes, right? Like part of the reason we partner with Hedera, like you look at their tech and you look at what they're doing, like it's next level. Their partners like are all official Fortune 500 companies. Like the likelihood of something to stand the test of time, you bet on that, right? Hashgraph is like blockchain 3.0. So you do your research and do it right, and maybe you don't see the $600 million from $2,000, but you do still see a 10x, 20x, 30x, whatever it is, and if you've done it right, that's millions upon millions of dollars as well. So, I just hope for the best for everybody that's dipping their toe into this market. Everybody takes the journey with me on Calaxy. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys. I sincerely think it's gonna be one of the transformative businesses in this kind of new digital metaverse age. I mean, so obviously any crypto token is built on a distributed ledger. Distributed ledger technology just means the entire recorded history is kept by many computers instead of one. You look at going into the metaverse and obviously kind of breaking down centralized systems across the world. It's just kind of like the evolution of our kind of technology and the way that we understand kind of the digital revolution, right? Bitcoin being kind of like the gold standard of that, first, most trusted network, designed to kind of be a peer-to-peer internet money. We realize obviously it's too slow for daily transactions like buying an Apple, gas fees, whatever. But very, very good in terms of being kind of like hard money or digital gold, store of value. Obviously, then after that, you move into kind of the other ledgers that are usually like smart contract systems, Ethereum, et cetera, which gave rise to beyond just those escrow systems because of smart contracts, but also NFTs, which are pretty much serial numbers attached to these various tokens to give them verified scarcity. So basically, it would make the first Bitcoin different than the second Bitcoin, different than the third Bitcoin, versus them, basically all being fungible. You know what I'm saying? So you could just trade a Bitcoin for a Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Same way and I always use the dollars as an example, even though it's technically a poor example because they do have serial numbers, but really nobody cares which dollar you got. You know what I'm saying? Like you trade a dollar. If I gave you a dollar, you gave me a dollar, nobody would care. So now moving into kind of this social token revolution. When you look at kind of where money and value and things are going at the moment, it's my view that we're gonna, and I don't know the timing on this, right? It could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. I think we're gonna go back to a more traditional barter system. It's what kind of makes sense in my mind, right? And people are gonna be trying to look to how can they exchange value and get what they want, whether that's a loaf of bread, whether that's a house, or whether that's an interaction like we see now. When you look at the intersection of the entertainment industry and blockchain, right? It's all about kind of that exchange of value. And in my sport, specifically basketball, you realize the fans are trying to get as close to what they deem special as possible, and that's us, right? We're the product, we're the skill set that is special, right? Like there's not very many 6'6" people out there that can anticipate and read a basketball game at the level that I can. And then there's everybody has a niche that makes them special, but we just have our different things, and fans want to be close to it, attached to it, and spend their money on it, right? The NBA does a good job in terms of being a centralized body, in terms of making it like the Coliseum, where it's easy access to go consume a game, but not necessarily. Sometimes easy access to consume a game also then becomes a gatekeeper to the talent, because they want to continue to be special as well. So pretty much every third party at some point in time will inevitably become a gatekeeper to the experience, because they want to hold on to their intrinsic value as well. So when you look at the decentralization of social media or the access to these interactions, it's kind of us taking that next step in that revolution, right? You've got Patreon, Cameo, OnlyFans, Twitter, Instagram, obviously being, you know, the first kind of layer ones, right? And then, like I said,
Mhm.
Patreon, came in, OnlyFans kind of being layer twos, that are all about how can we first have these interactions in layer ones, and then layer two, monetize the interactions.
Mhm.
You got YouTube as well. And so going forward, right, if these people have social tokens and NFTs that represent this value that they've created, it allows for people to interact with them in a more authentic manner, because it's something that's really birthed solely from them. No real third party taking the exorbitant amount of fees, trying to remain relevant. And that's why not only do we have an app to kind of standardize this, because you want to make it apples to apples, right, at first. And then we're also creating like a protocol layer. So once it is able to kind of open up a little bit more, you know, you kind of just take your hands off, you move away, and everything gets to kind of roll. So that's the way we kind of view it. We understand that securities laws and other things make the way you build it now very like kind of step by step. Like we have to go in these baby steps to continue to abide by the current legal structure and legal system. But we do view, like I said, 10, 20, 50 years from now, whatever it may be, that there will be a very different legal landscape, and it'll kind of truly be the wild, wild west at that point. Whereas right now, like, you know, you have uh, a lot of hurdles to jump through, and loops, or hurdles to jump over and loops to go through. Oh, for sure. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, we have over 140 creators. Soul is actually better at keeping that running list than I am. I do know, obviously, we have Ezekiel Elliott, Dallas Cowboys. I know we have Matt James, the most recent batch. So obviously, myself, a couple other NBA players that were my teammates. So, you know, we're in that sphere and sector as well. And then when you get into, you know, Instagram, we have several Instagram model personalities as well. So, you know,
A
we hit
chef.
a lot of,
You have a
yeah,
chef.
chef,
You
Chef
have.
Hoppy. Yep, yep. I mean, we got a lot of people. I'm definitely not good at tracking that list, but we have touched a lot of different demographics. I think that's what's so exciting about this, is having people organically want to roll with us during this process. Yeah, I mean, there's always a transition for everybody in different periods in their life. You know what I mean? For me, there will be a time period where I put the ball down and I do move to, you know, a complete business focus. When that is, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I still have hopefully many years left playing this game at a high level. But there will come a time when that happens, and you know, I think that I'm putting in the groundwork so that transition is pretty seamless. That nobody knows
Love.
about Calaxy.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything that nobody knows that I can share. I mean, I know, you know, we
I know
have
that
a
you
lot
guys
of,
are going to have a coin. You're going to
yeah,
have your
exactly.
own. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a protocol token launching. Obviously, we're partnered with Hedera, Chainlink, some of the biggest creators in the world. I just think all the pieces are there to do something super impactful and phenomenal. Um, and I hope that, you know, the people that get into crypto now and into this blockchain industry do it for the right reasons and have a little bit more long-term investment horizon. I truly do believe it's the birth of an asset class, and I believe there will be an amazing wealth transfer and economic shift in this market. Like how many times is the asset class born? So, you know, NFTs are cool. I know there's been a boom. I know Shiba is cool, and there's been a boom. But if you kind of zoom out a little bit and really take a little bit longer term perspectives on this, like, you know, there will be massive wealth creation, and we as a people have a chance to do something that's never been seen before. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.